All right, let's get into it. Today, we're doing a deep dive on a piece of hardware that, well, you've probably never seen, but you've definitely experienced.
Hmm. The invisible tech.
Exactly. We're talking about the Thor Broadcast H-2SDI-DVBT-IPLL encoder modulator. It's a bit of a mouthful, I know.
It is, but what it does is really the key. It's the technical bridge that gets a super high-quality video source from a camera to, well, everywhere else it needs to go,
Oh,
and fast.
right. And professional integrators call it a low-cost powerhouse. I see it's priced at just over $3,000, which seems surprising given it can replace, what, 3 or 4 separate boxes?
At least it's a unified solution. You get your broadcast distribution and your IP streaming all happening simultaneously from one unit.
So let's start with the feature that makes this thing so famous in the industry, the speed.
The latency, yeah.
We're talking about the low latency, or LL, feature. The spec sheet says encoding times as low as 70 milliseconds.
70, it's almost instant.
For you listening, that is literally faster than you can blink. So why is that tiny, tiny margin so mission critical in a place like a stadium?
Well, think about it. You're in your seat, you see a huge play on the field, and you look up at the Jumbotron, and it's half a second behind the action.
Oh, that would be incredibly jarring.
It completely breaks the live experience. People would just pull out their phones.
Yeah.
That 70 mirror speed is required because the input is HD-SDI.
Which is the gold standard for professional cameras, right?
Yeah.
The uncompressed video.
The absolute gold standard. So this unit has to process this massive, pristine signal instantly. That's what makes it a true PRO DVB encoder.
Okay, so the speed is breathtaking. But, when you have that kind of speed, usually there's a trade-off, maybe a drop in quality.
You would think so, but no.
Yeah.
It absolutely preserves that pristine SDI source. It handles it to 4 channels of it.
And this is where that versatility comes in, right? Because it's not just an encoder.
Not at all. It's an encoder, it's a modulator, and it's an IPTV streaming server, all in one box. It's a single rack solution.
Which saves a ton of space and money.
Exactly.
And it also gives installers flexibility. I see it supports both MPEG-2 and H.264 codecs. What's the reason for supporting both?
It's all about compatibility and efficiency.
Yeah.
MPEG-2 is the older standard, which you still need for legacy cable boxes, older TVs.
Right, for the existing infrastructure.
And H.264 is the modern, highly efficient standard. It's much better for IP streaming, uses way less bandwidth, so the installer gets to choose what they want to prioritize for any given feed.
So we have the pristine signal. It's encoded at light speed. Where does all this data actually go? The core outputs are listed as DVB-T, IPTV, and ASI.
This is the distribution mastery. Let's break those down. DVB-T is your digital broadcast standard for sending video over an internal RF network, like a traditional cable system.
Okay.
Then you've got IPTV, and this is where it gets really important for a stadium. It uses protocols like RTP and RTSP, but critically, it supports unicast and IGMP multicast.
And what's the difference there?
So unicast is just a one-to-one stream, like you watching something on your tablet. Multicast is one-to-many.
So that's the secret.
That's the key. One single stream can go to thousands of TVs simultaneously, in the skyboxes, the concession stands, without crushing the entire network.
That makes perfect sense. And for that traditional cable distribution, it's using modulation like QAM and QPSK.
Right, you can think of those as just the different languages the signal uses to travel clearly over the coaxial cables. And finally, that ASI output is for connecting to other pro gear. It's the language other broadcast components speak.
And the whole system is managed through a simple web server, which makes it easy to stack these units together to add more channels.
Yeah, it's designed to be scalable. It elegantly solves a very complex problem, taking perfect video and getting it to multiple formats instantly.
So our deep dive today really reveals this hidden, essential layer that makes these huge, complex events actually work. Which leaves me with a final thought for you to chew on. What does the ability to shift so effortlessly between fixed broadcast standards like DVT and flexible streaming standards like IPTV mean for the future of large-scale event production, especially as every single screen becomes its own potential distribution endpoint?